You're listening to this podcast, so I know you've got a curious mind. Here's a helpful fact you might not know yet. Drivers who switch and save with Progressive save over $900 on average. Pop over to Progressive.com, answer some questions, and you'll get a quick quote with discounts that are easy to come by. In fact, 99% of their auto customers earn at least one discount. Visit Progressive.com and see if you can enjoy a little cash back. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates national average 12-month savings of $946 by new customers surveyed who saved with Progressive between June 2024 and May 2025. Potential savings will vary.
I need to be healthy every day to survive it and go through the next chemo round and the next chemo round. So it's important that work was part of that, to keep my mind busy for 8-9 hours. And then I had to go back and face the reality. I had a goal, and the goal is to survive.
Research shows there is a significant connection between the ability to continue to work and cancer recovery. We can make work a better place for healing.
Learn more and sign the pledge at workingwithcancerpledge.com.
Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Small Town Murder Express.
Yay and choo-choo!
Yay, indeed, Jimmy. Yay, indeed. My name is James Petrogallo. I'm here with my co-host.
I'm Jimmy Wissman.
Thank you, folks, so much for joining us today on another absolutely insane edition of Small Town Murder Express. It's every week. Express is, we're taking a wild murder case and we're stuffing it into an hour, and that's what it is. So can't wait to get to it. Before we do, though, absolutely head over to shutupandgivememurder.com. You need to get your tickets for live shows. September 18th, Milwaukee. I'm not sure there's anything left for that. So
it's about done.
Might be a ticket here or there. I'm not sure. So check it if you really want to go. And then the next night, September 19th in Minneapolis State Theater. Tickets available for that. That's going to be a great show. I love that theater. It's going to be a good time. So thank you for doing that. And then
it's a great place.
It's a great place.
It's right there near First Ave. It's so beautiful over there.
I love it. It's a great area, too. It's a nice area to walk around. There's a lot of stuff and restaurants around there. It's real cool. So check that out. Then Dallas on the 3rd of October. And then San Jose, Sacramento, 16th and 17th. And then we go to November, where the 13th and 14th were in Terrytown in Boston. Shutupandgivememurder.com is where you get all those tickets. Get them now. They're hot. They're going quick. So get them fast while you can. Also, get Patreon.
Yeah.
Oh, we implore you. You need Patreon. Patreon.com/crimeinsports, which is the name of our other show that you should listen to also. So patreon.com/crimeinsports. All you have to be is $5 a month or above, and you get everything we put out. Everything. All you have to be, that's it. It's $5 a month. You get, as soon as you subscribe, you're going to get hundreds of back bonus episodes, almost 400 of them that you'll get immediately, and you can binge on those. And you get new ones every other week after that. One Crime and Sports, one Small Town Murder. What do they get out of that? I can't remember.
Every bit of it.
That's right. Every goddamn bit. Yeah. So this week for Crime and Sports, old-timey articles again, which is a crowd-pleasing favorite. Everybody loves those, and they're always requesting those. So we'll give you one of those. And then Small Town Murder, Love After Lockup Part 2. We're going to talk about Season 7 and Moo Moo's dreams of a throuple and everything else. It's amazing. So see if a man named Moo Moo gets his throuple. It's going to be great. Let's check that out.
Pull it off. Who can?
Who can? If a prisoner named Moo Moo can't get it going, who can? So do that. Patreon.com/crimeinsports. And you also get all the shows we put out. Crime and Sports, Your Stupid Opinions, both episodes of Small Town Murder, all ad-free with that subscription. And you're going to get a shout out at the end of the show, too. Jimmy will mess your name all up at the end of the regular show. He'll try to get it right, but it probably won't work out.
Find something more affordable, I dare
That's
you.
what I'm saying. $5. So do that. Keep coming and seeing us. That said, I think it's time, everybody.
Here we go.
I think it's time to sit back. What do you say here? Let's clear the lungs. There you go. Arms to the sky, and let's all shout. Shut up and give me murder. Let's do this, everybody. What do you say here? Let's go on a trip. Yeah. Got your bags packed? Everything ready to go?
Yeah.
We're going down to Georgia this week.
Fucking
going on down to Georgia. Us and the devil. We're just...
Us and the devil. Bring
well, we got a
us.
carpool.
A throuple, if you will.
A throuple. Moo Moo set it all up for us. There you go. So that's a Patreon reference if you're watching on Netflix. By the way, if you're watching on Netflix, hello. And if you're just checking this out now and you like the show, we have hundreds more episodes wherever you listen to podcasts. So check those out. We're going to Brunswick, Georgia. Brunswick, just like the bowling brand or New Brunswick or however you want to put it.
Sure.
It's in southeastern Georgia, like far southeastern Georgia over there, about an hour to Jacksonville. So that's how close, well, southeastern. About 4.5 hours to Atlanta, so way far away from there. And about 5 hours.
More Florida than Atlanta.
Pretty much, yeah. It's just kind of squeezed between South Carolina and Florida, this little spot here. It's 5 hours and 50 minutes to our last Georgia episode, which was Cherry Log, Georgia, which is in the complete opposite end of the state, northwest.
Cherry Log.
That was the Tinkerbell Witchcraft Delusion was the name of that episode. That was a crazy fucking episode. Georgia, you bring it, and you bring it hard. Good job. Georgia's good because there's plenty of like suburban murders, and then there's like middle of nowhere rural murders. Like you got it all going on down there for murder. This is in Glenn County, or Glenn County, however they pronounce it, Glynn. It's Glenn, but some people pronounce that Glenn, depending on where you are. Area code 912. Population here 14,774. So not too small, but also not a very big town for where it is, kind of near the water. Median household income here, yikes. And part of this episode is that the job market sucked in Brunswick. Median household income here, $29,362 household. That is low. And median home cost here, $209,600, which is great compared to the rest of the country, but not great if you make $30,000 a year for your whole house.
Impossible.
That's impossible. It has two nicknames. One is Port City, because it's on the water.
Sure.
And the other is the shrimp capital of the world.
The world.
The world. Not even the Southeast, the entire world. Asia, fuck you. I don't care what you got floating around off the coast. We got more, is what they're saying. So, history of this town started out with the Makama. They were the tribe that lived here. They lived in the lands that's now Brunswick. Then the Spanish came in and established missions in the villages beginning in 1568. So they were down there a while. The first European settler was 1738. It was a Scotsman here who was a captain in the Oglethorpe Marine Boat Company. And he Oglethorpe. He established Ogie Oglethorpe is here. Oh, no. They established a 1,000-acre tobacco plantation, which he called Plug Point. They called tobacco Plug.
1,000 acres of tobacco.
1,000 acres of tobacco here. Then the province of Georgia purchased his fields and laid out the town of Brunswick in a grid like Savannah. So they did that. In 1915, there was a mass shooting in downtown Brunswick. 1915, at the old Dunwoody building. A 58.
That would have taken some time.
No shit. Well, a 58-year-old timber and real estate dealer, so a guy with some money, it seems like, Monroe Phillips, opened fire with a shotgun at his creditor. You want my money today, or you're going to take my shit? Clack, clack.
Tired of bankers,
This was over a failed business deal. In the rampage, he killed 7 people, including a police officer, and injured over 30 others before finally being shot by the cops.
That's a lot of reloading.
That is a lot. With a shotgun going around just bucking. Wow. Reviews of this town. Here's 5 stars. Lovely place to live. Best shrimp in the world. They are the shrimp capital of the world. Read Sidney Lanier's Marshes of Glen. That's just what it's like living here. Well, you could have just described it. This is a review. You describe it.
It's like an ex-girlfriend telling you to listen to a song. Tell you how she feels.
If I wanted to hear it from Sidney Lanier, I'd go fucking ask Sidney Lanier. I asked you, current resident from niche, current resident niche user. I asked you.
Stop breaking me up with Kate. Breaking up with me with Casey and JoJo.
I don't need to hear it. How dare you, new fucking Boys to Men me? I'm not going to have that. Yeah, it's the end of the road. Okay, thanks a lot. Perfect.
I'm here on bended knee. So
what do you want from me? I'm already here. Here's 2 stars. I would say Brunswick is a really small town. There isn't really much to do here unless you, and here is HEAR, by the way, not much to do here unless you want to go to St. Simon's Island or to Jacksonville, Florida, which I want to go to neither of those places. So nothing to do here. And finally, 2 more. Here's 1 star. 4th most violent city in Georgia. Fourth most.
Really?
You pretty well have to be in the good old boy network to get anything done. I only go to town when I have no other option. Town is very dirty. Okay. And then finally, 1 star. Brunswick is very expensive and the people are rude, and finding work is difficult as well. I feel stuck here and I can't even find a decent single guy to go out with. I'm ready to go with 6 exclamation points. There's not even a single guy.
Ready to go.
Ready to go. Things to do here. The original Brunswick, Georgia Tribute Festival.
What is that?
Well, let me give you the one line here. We hope to provide you with some great entertainment at a discounted price. The least expensive Elvis festival anywhere.
They charge for that?
They're charging for Elvis, and they have a whole lineup of Elvis impersonators who are going to go up and sing the same fucking songs as the last guy. They're all going to sing, blue suede shoes.
There are guys that stand on the street and do it for free.
You can go to Vegas and see 1 million of these guys for not a dime. They have Nick Perkins, Georgia's 2025 champion of Elvis impersonations. They have a state title for this. Hosted by Dan Barella. Not sure if he does a Elvis or not. Also, Brunswick's own Dana Myers, who's just some chick with very white teeth who looks like she
Elvis?
is like a local newscaster, possibly an Elvis relative. Then there's Jay Dupius, who it says ultimate Elvis tribute artist.
What's the ultimate?
He's the ultimate.
Too?
He's got fat sideburns. That's the ultimate.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah. And he gets fat and skinny based on his medication.
He committed.
Yeah. Michael Chambliss, images of the King world champion. World champion of Elvising.
What? They got...
And then finally, Jordan Poole, who is New York's 2024 champion. He's going more young Elvis. He's got like this. He doesn't have the jumpsuit. He's got like a sport, like a pink sport coat and the shorter.
Yeah.
He's a younger guy, so he can't do like old fat Elvis. He's got to be young Elvis. Yeah, slack Elvis rather than that. And then also there is the Double Trouble Show Band, which do not appear to be Elvis impersonators. It's 4 old men and some old broad, and they're all wearing the same vests.
Why are they doing
Elvis.
this in Georgia? Isn't he from fucking Tennessee?
Yeah, Mississippi, Tupelo, born, and then Tennessee.
Tupelo, right?
Yeah, Tupelo, Mississippi.
And then he made it in Memphis. So what the fuck?
I'm not sure, but it's all going to culminate. This electrifying show will feature a lineup of classic hits. This is a different thing, a 50s show that they have going on there. From rockabilly legends like Elvis Presley, Jerry Lee Lewis, Buddy Holly, Wanda Jackson, and so much more. But it'll be sung by these people who you've never heard of. Right. So it's so much more, but not exactly that much more.
Yeah.
That said, let's talk about some murder.
Let's do it.
Let's do this. All right. We got to go back to February 1989. Okay. February 89. People still think Milli Vanilli are singing, and they're blaming it on the rain. They're like, wow, those guys sing like angels. Look at them.
Yeah.
For skinny German. I'm sorry, go ahead. That
was the first new decade that I experienced, like on New Year's, like going into 90.
Yeah.
And didn't feel any different. And it's really set me up for understanding that each decade, New Year's doesn't fucking matter. It's all the same.
Doesn't matter at all.
3-4 years in.
That's it, man. Yeah, they were all still on the Milli Vanilli train. For 2 skinny German guys, they sure sound like fat black Southern people. That's pretty impressive. Good job, guys. So February 89, let's talk about Jolene Kappus, Kappus. Jolene, sometimes called Mary by her family. No idea why.
May as well.
What the hell? Yeah. Now, Jolene is deaf and mute.
Oh.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Start out with that. Jolene, deaf, mute.
Well, I guess mute, if you're deaf, you're basically mute, too.
Some deaf people can talk.
But she has no sound no matter what.
Yeah, she just signs. She's a sign language person here. Okay. So she's deaf and mute. That's according to the court documents. That's how they put it. I don't know if there's a better way to put it. I'm not sure. Yeah. Now, hasn't stopped her social life. She's on her 3rd husband by 1989, so, I mean, she communicates just fine here. Her 3rd husband is Patrick Russell Kappus. He's born in 1948. They're about the same age. Patrick is from Wisconsin, and he is a civilian employee at the Kings Bay Naval Submarine Base. Oh. So he's doing that.
It's a pretty big deal.
He's got a job anyway, and his jobs are hard to come by in this area, apparently, in 1989. So It's a decent job. They have a daughter who's about 15 at this point. She's born on August 14th, 1973. She hasn't turned 16 yet. So she's about 15 years old, and she was born in Oklahoma. So they've moved around quite a bit, the family. I think everyone's originally, Jolene is originally from Texas and her family.
Okay.
And he's from Wisconsin. She's a student at the Glenn Academy. And, that's their little family. They live in a rented single-story brick home off U.S. Highway 341 just outside of Brunswick proper, okay? It's in the Arco community, which is northwestern Brunswick. Now, in February of 1989, this is ridiculous. Okay, Jolene has a half brother who, by the way, she's not sure if he's this is wild. Later it comes out she's not sure if he's her half brother or her cousin, which I don't know how the fuck those two can be confused.
Well, because it gets lost in translation.
He's either my half brother. Yeah. He's either my half brother or my cousin, but I'm not sure which one.
Is half brother and cousin, are the signs for that similar?
Yeah, it's not sure. No, she literally doesn't know what he is to her, which is fucking hilarious.
That is seems like you know.
How would you not know? Did you come from one of my parents' fucking insides or not? Or did you come from one of their siblings' insides?
Yeah, start with the parents of him or her, and then you'll know what they are to you.
But February of '89, the brother decides he's moving from DeLeon, Texas, or Deleon, Texas, D-E capital L-E-O-N. You could pronounce that 17 different ways in Texas. To Brunswick to live with her family, which, that's going to be great. He's also going to bring his 7-year-old son with him as well. So this is adding quite a bit to the household. Now, this guy is Roddy Elroy Childress. Okay.
He sounds fun already.
Old Roddy Childress here. Yeah. He brings a 7-year-old son, like I said. He's got another son named James, born in 1970, who isn't with him. And I believe that is because he is doing a stint for armed robbery, if I'm not mistaken.
Roddy's a great dad.
Roddy is a terrible father, as we'll hear. Not a great guy. Now, Jolene will say that basically Roddy just moved into their home against her husband's wishes. He said, no, don't come. Patrick did. And Roddy was like, I'll be there on Tuesday. And he just showed up. They were like, literally told him, look, dude, there's no work here. The job market's tight. You're not going to be able to find work. I can't set you up with anything. Can't hook you up. I got no anything. And he was like,
we're not even sure how you're related to us.
Yeah, I mean, he's like, I'll be there. Don't you worry about it. They're as sure of how he's going to make a living as how he's related to Jolene. They're as sure of either one here. So he showed up anyway in summer of '88. Late summer of '88, they said. But it could be '89 because we're not sure. Because I thought they said it was February '89, but then there's other things saying it was late '88. So either way. Brings his 7-year-old son, Jason, like I said. Once he moved in, he does nothing. He doesn't look for work. He just sits there. Yeah. Which is not great in a tight economic environment with a lot of people in one house. So that's not good. Jolene later said he just sat back, became a little bit angry. That's what he said.
Absorbed our resources.
Yeah, and he said Patrick started to get very angry. Her husband did not like that. Now, she later said she discovered that Roddy had a handgun in his suitcase. Okay. He brought it with him. Now, at her husband's insistence, Patrick insisted that the weapon be locked in the drawer of a china cabinet, and Jolene keeps the keys with her. So you can't have a gun just, willy-nilly around the house. Sometimes it was in her purse or sometimes under her pillow when she slept. Just put it somewhere.
She puts it all over the place.
She's like holding it, like putting it in her bra.
She's made it her gun.
This is my key. She keeps the key like it's a gun. Like I'm going to store it here.
Oh, the key. Okay.
The key itself, not the gun. So April 1989, the Kappas family decides to move to Jacksonville, Florida.
Really?
Okay, which is only an hour away. And it's just a bigger environment with more jobs and shit.
Better work. Yeah.
This is based on Roddy's, I want to say, suggestion and prodding, but really much just kind of forcing this family that we're going to move to Florida, all of us. Wow. Like, Florida's that way, motherfucker. Enjoy.
Yeah.
Our kid's in school. He's got a job at the submarine place. Like, we don't need to go there.
I'm your ward now, and
yeah.
I decide we move to Florida.
That's wild. They also have another sister named Darlene Morris who will come up later as well. That's an actual sister of Jolene's. Okay. She's not sure whether Roddy is a half-brother or a cousin either.
It's like Wedding Crashers.
Dude, I know.
Uncle Ned's kids.
I have 2 half-brothers. And I have a shitload of cousins. Never mixed them up once. Never was like, are you my brother or my cousin? Never had that question.
Yeah.
Wild. So Saturday, April 29th, 1989, the family rents a U-Haul truck and starts loading it with their possessions. So they can take a dangerous journey in a truck they're unqualified to drive down the coast here. So
Roddy really got him influenced, huh?
He's pushy. Roddy's pushy.
Yeah.
And he's older than Jolene, too. I think that also is something. Now, David Berry is a family friend of the Cappuses, and he was helping them load up the U-Haul for the move.
Yeah.
He told her at that point that the gun he found it on top of the china cabinet, not in it.
Oh.
So he's like, the gun's up here. So that was an interesting thing. It ended up not being in the drawer. Now, apparently, Roddy took the initiative to plan this move himself. He booked the U-Haul. He even rented them a house already in Florida. Like, he's taking care of all the arrangements. Roddy's like, I got this.
Wow.
So they're going to move to Jacksonville, and everyone thinks everyone's going to be able to get work there and everything's going to be great. Now, they have a 1-day delay in their departure. I don't know what that is. Who the fuck knows? It might have been a missed sign between Jolene and her husband. I thought we were leaving on Thursday, no Wednesday.
Yeah.
So
she signed a different date.
Yeah, it's hard to do. So their plan is to drive to Jacksonville in 2 vehicles, the rented truck and the family car. That's how we're going to do this. It's going to be the morning of May 1st, 89. That's how you do things in a caravan. Now, shortly before 7 a.m. on May 1st, 89, neighbors of the Cappuses say they heard a gunshot, followed by the sound of Patrick yelling, followed closely by 3 more gunshots at 7 a.m., which will piss you off if somebody does that at 7 a.m.
4 gunshots and some screaming is not good.
Not great for a morning time thing. Now, I mean, moving's stressful. People might be moving. I don't know why they'd be bucking shots off into the ceiling, but I could see yelling.
Sure.
Minutes later, a neighbor observed Roddy standing alone near the shed behind the house, just standing near it alone, hanging out. Okay, now, May 4th, let's move 3 days in the future, okay?
All right.
On May 4th, Jolene has to report Patrick and Emma missing, her husband and daughter.
Oh, I'm sure that's not easy.
They never showed up in Jacksonville.
Okay.
As we'll talk about. Now, she goes to the police to report them missing and tell them what's been going on in the last few days to help out. Now, here is what Jolene says has been going on and happened for the last 4 days. Okay. On the night of April 30th, Patrick and Roddy stayed up late talking after Jolene and the 2 kids went to bed, the 15-year-old and the 7-year-old, Roddy's kid. At about 10 or 11 the next morning, Jolene woke up alone. She said, I just woke up alone. I will give, being deaf would suck, obviously. But it's
got to be the hardest. That's a terrible
Blind
challenge.
is worse. Yeah. Blind is way worse.
But by far.
Sucks.
Yeah.
I mean, it's
not even close.
It's right there. Yeah. It's deaf sucks.
I don't even think it's that close.
No, to me, I'd be deaf 100 times over before I'd be blind. 100. You could make me. I don't even know how you'd be extra deaf, but I'd take that over even being like having like
you can still drive.
Glaucoma.
Yeah.
I would rather be deaf. And deaf is. I'm not saying deaf's easy, but blind is fucking crazy. At least you can see what you're wiping out of your ass if you're deaf. You know what I mean? Like
you don't know if you just paid with the 20. You don't know if you just got the correct change.
You don't know if there's traffic. Like you don't know.
Yeah.
That's tough, man.
You
That's
can't
a tough
drive.
thing. No, it's really tough. But the great thing about being deaf would be how you must be able to sleep fucking incredibly. Dogs barking, no problem. Fucking.
I didn't even consider.
Alarm going off. You just.
I'd have to have a taser set up to wake me up.
It would be incredible. I'd be the most rested person ever. But that's the only good part of being deaf right there. And not having to hear assholes or country music.
I'd have to have a Pee-wee Pee Wee Herman device set up that would end with a taser hitting me in the neck.
Yeah, a Rube Goldberg contraption. The dog eats the thing and it rolls into the other thing.
Yeah.
So she woke up alone. She was unable to locate either Patrick or Emma and asked Roddy, where'd my husband and daughter go? So Roddy told her, well, they went to the store to buy some soda. So, for the trip and all. Jolene was like, well, why the car's still here? Why the hell didn't they take the car? Why would they not take the car? And they never went. She said they never walked to the store. There was no reason to. They had a car and it was, it's not a block away. It's a good distance. So there's no point. And she knew Patrick wanted to leave early that day for Jacksonville. So she's like, why is he dicking off now, taking the longer route, walking to the store? So she waited a while for Patrick and Emma. And then Jolene again asked Roddy where they went. Where are they? They're still not back yet. So he said, I don't know. Maybe they're getting some exercise. Which would be
stopped off at the gym?
Yeah, no, they're going to do some laps. They have a couple of 2 liters they're going to use as weights now. It's a whole thing they're doing, exercising. Before you go on a long trip, you like to exercise. So meanwhile, they've been loading a truck for 2 days, which is plenty of exercise.
So much exercise.
So Jolene was like, that doesn't sound right, or that doesn't look right, however you want to put it. I guess it doesn't, nothing sounds right to Jolene. Hey, everybody, just going to take a quick break from the show to tell you a better way to get glasses with Zenni.
Zenni, Zenni.com.
Absolutely. Jimmy, tell me all about it, man, because your glasses, I know, are a constant struggle with you.
Yeah.
It's tough.
Oh,
it's tough.
It's such a difficult life sometimes because I've got a dog now, too, that has a penchant for glasses. He loves to eat the chew on the arms. And some people put up with that for years because they just can't go get a new pair.
They're so
expensive.
expensive.
You can just get, they're very affordable. It's so easy.
Absolutely. I know you got a pair from Zenni, and you were saying they were of good quality and a fine price, and you were very happy. So that's great. Keep them out of the dogs. The dog's warpath there. And Zenni, you should come here too. Zenni is an online eyewear shop with stylish prescription glasses, sunglasses, and customizable lens options at prices that make it easy to own more than one pair, all starting at under $30. You can go to Zenni.com, pick a frame, enter your prescription, customize your lenses, and they ship right to your door. No store visit, no pressure, nobody trying to make you try on a bunch of different frames. At that price, you can stop asking, do I really need new glasses, and start asking, why wouldn't I just get a few pairs of glasses here? This is crazy. A work pair, a fun pair, a pair that only goes with one outfit, that strong color or something. You don't have to justify it. And with over 150,000 5-star reviews, they have, which are great. And if you've never bought glasses online, Zenni has a virtual try-on so you can see exactly how a frame looks on your face before you order, which I know is what you were excited about because you never know what they're going to look like here. So you do like yours, and they fit your face lovely, I hear. They look great on you.
It's the best.
Good deal. That's great. You should do it too. That scratched up pair you have, it's done its job. Upgrade today with Zenni. Go to Zenni.com/podcast and use code podcast15 for 15% off your order, plus free shipping on all U.S. orders over $65. The styles sell out, so don't sit on it. That's Zenni.com/podcast, promo code podcast15.
Now back to the show.
Hey, everybody, just going to take a quick break from the show and tell you a better way to bank with Chime.
Chime.com.
Oh, I'm telling you, because most of us have the same banking experience. Basically, you got your first job when you're 16, you got a bank to cash your paychecks, and then you've stuck with that bank your entire life without noticing fees or noticing anything of that. But that's silly. You're wasting money. That's where Chime comes in. Chime is changing the way people bank. They're not like traditional old banks who charge fees and gatekeep perks and rewards. Not at all. They're nothing like that. You get 5% cash back on Chime in a category of your choice, like gas or groceries, all while building credit through regular, everyday spending with no credit check. And you can also grow your money faster with a savings rate that's 9 times the national average. That's amazing.
Wow.
Chime offers the most rewarding, fee-free banking, all with no overdraft fees, no monthly fees, and no minimum balance fees. And if you're ever in a pinch, Spot Me lets you overdraft up to $200 fee-free. You cannot beat Chime, so get in there, join the millions. We're talking millions. Join the millions who are already banking fee-free with America's #1 choice for banking. Head to chime.com/smalltownmurder. That is chime.com/smalltownmurder. Sign up now. It only takes a few minutes. Chime is a fintech, not a bank. Banking services and Chime card provided by Chime's bank partners. Qualifying direct deposits required. Terms and limits apply. Go to chime.com/disclosures for details.
Now back to the show.
She was like, I don't know. So she stepped out of the house and looked around. She noticed there was a lock on the door of the shed now that wasn't there before. And she asks Roddy, yeah, why is the shed locked up? And she asked Roddy about it. And Roddy said, Patrick put it there because we're leaving. He just didn't want people to be able to break into the shed and, do whatever. So, vandalize it or live in there or whatever. Okay. So Jolene said, oh, that makes sense. And she sat and waited for a period of time. And then finally, Roddy was like, we got to hit the road. I don't know where they are, but we got to get on the road now. We got to go. It's Jacksonville time.
Okay.
So Jolene was confused and didn't understand, was like, but no, we got to wait for them. And he was like, they'll catch up. Don't worry about it. We'll take the van and they'll catch up in the car. No big deal. Okay. So she said, I guess so. Yeah, sure. I guess he's going to be, so he tells her, you take the car. You take my son in the car, and I will follow again in the truck with Patrick and Emma. I'll wait for them here in the truck. You go ahead and get going. So that makes sense. Now, they get to Jacksonville, and Jolene is unable to get into the house, which she had been told that Roddy rented for the family. Apparently, that shit doesn't
work.
It's just not a final thing. The rent, it's not a done deal.
Okay.
So they have not rented this house. So she shows up and has nowhere to go. Now, she and Jason sat there waiting for hours and hours and hours on the stoop of a house that does not belong to them in a strange city with none of their belongings. Okay. Finally, he pulls up in the van. Roddy shows up in the van.
The U-Haul, yeah.
And by himself, though. No Patrick, no Emma. Okay. He said, look, Patrick and Emma are still in Brunswick. And then, like 2 hours later, he has another story for them. They're still in Brunswick because they went to the airport because they had to go fly to see Patrick's father, who is ill. Patrick just found out his dad's ill. So he said, I'm going to take Emma to go see my dad, and I'll meet you in Jacksonville.
And he told me to tell you. First, they went to go get some sodas.
Yeah.
It's been a crazy day for them.
It's been a long day for them. Yeah. They must have found out at the convenience store that his dad was sick. So Roddy, Jason, and Jolene spend the night in Jacksonville in a motel. And after that, apparently, this is according to Jolene now, all of this. This is her story. Roddy repeatedly abandoned her for long periods of time until ultimately one day he and Jason just vanished with the U-Haul. Like one day they were just gone. She got up and they're gone.
This guy's deal.
So she is now a deaf woman alone in a strange city with no resources,
living in her car,
no money, and literally all she has is her clothes on her back and her car.
What the fuck?
This poor woman. She can't communicate. She needs someone who speaks sign language to be able to communicate with them. So it's very difficult. So on the night of May 2nd, Jolene slept in the car. She spent the following night in a homeless shelter. My God. This is ridiculous. Yeah. She borrowed a small amount of money because people felt bad. It's one thing to show up and be like, hey, look, I had a hard time. But if you show up and you're deaf and you have a hard time, people are like, oh, fuck, we got to help this lady. Jesus Christ. So,
and people beg for change and stuff and start off with this fucking unbelievable story. and you just want to give them $5 and send them on their way.
Yeah.
She probably is. It's harder because she can't say anything.
She can't even give you the story. That's what I mean.
You're right.
It's hard. So someone who spoke sign language, I'm sure, was like, okay, we got to fucking help this lady. Sure. So anyway, she got some gas money, enough gas money to drive to Brunswick. It's only an hour away, so not that bad, to find Patrick and Emma. Where the fuck are they? So she drives back to Brunswick here. She said she just wanted to find out what happened. Upon arriving, she found no trace of Patrick or Emma or the U-Haul or anything else. Nobody's there. So then she files a missing persons report with the county police department on May 4th, and that's where we're at now. Okay. Yeah. But that's her story of what has led her up to May 4th and why she's here alone with nothing. Now, May 5th is they're officially missing, Patrick and Emma, with the cops, and they're going to go look for them, saying they never came to Jacksonville. So about 8 p.m., Glynn County officers investigating these missing persons report went to they said, let's start with the house you just moved out of. Right. That's a good place to start. So they look through the whole house and they don't find anything. Then they're told about the shed and the lock. Yeah. And they're like, that's odd. So
we can look in there.
They pop the lock off of there. And inside, they find a big mattress. Underneath the mattress is the bodies of Patrick and Emma.
Both of them.
Both of them have been shot multiple times with a .32 caliber weapon. They've been dead several days also. It's pretty clear.
Oh, Jesus, in Florida. In Georgia.
It's August in the Southeast.
Yeah.
Stuck in a shed. When they opened that door, man, there was something. So they'd each been shot in the head, both of them, which obviously is horrific here. So ultimately, basically, the police don't even notify Jolene themselves about this. They treat her like she's not even a person almost with this. Like literally like, well, we can't talk. How the hell do we sign that? Your husband, one of them, and your daughter, you shove her out.
What's the sign for a child that came out of you?
What's just like one of them just firing from the loin? Is that where we go? So they have to get a friend to inform her that, which is probably better to hear it from a friend than some cop you don't know, I would think.
Yeah. From a cop who's going to be cold about it.
Yeah, so they said they discovered the bodies hidden beneath a mattress in the shed. Now, what they also find, because now they look into what's been going on since then, the day after the Jacksonville move, a $200 check was cashed that was made out to Patrick, but cashed after he was dead. And on that check, they find Roddy's palm print. Not good for Roddy. Okay. Problem is, where the fuck is Roddy? They don't know where he is. Yeah. They have no idea. So
I'm so sick.
It's gross. It gets grosser. Don't worry.
Oh, man. For nothing.
Well, we'll find out.
Okay.
It's what went down was
for
not
something?
Good. Well, what he did isn't really for something, but if he was dead, you'd understand it. Put it that way.
Yeah.
So Roddy, the police post a lookout for Roddy. They're looking everywhere. And he's driving a 24-foot fucking U-Haul van with quote, this is from the newspaper, scenic drawings painted on its side, a U-Haul.
You know the ones.
You know the ones. And a Virginia license plate RA23947. So he shouldn't be hard to find. He's the guy with a giant desert landscape on the side of his fucking truck.
It says Virginia is for lovers down the side of it.
Yeah, you got to know that. So on May 5th is the nationwide, manhunt, basically. And a couple days later, they find the van. Not him, though. The van is found empty.
Yeah.
All the worldly possessions of the Cappuses are gone.
Gone.
Empty van, abandoned and on Ormond Beach, but no sign of Roddy Childress.
Where's Ormond Beach? Isn't that
Ormond Beach?
Carolina, isn't it?
Beats me, maybe. I mean, that would make sense.
No, it might be Florida.
Not sure. Yeah, I'm not sure. So anyway, the people in the Brunswick neighborhood are freaked out because they don't know where this guy is. And obviously, he's a murderer on the loose. The newspaper said that this neighborhood of Arco was in shock as word spread that the bodies of a neighborhood man and his 15-year-old daughter with bullet holes in their heads had been found in a storage shed behind the house. The shock grew when they issued a murder warrant for the man's brother-in-law. They suspect the motive was robbery at the time. One neighborhood woman said, "Let's just say I'm a little nervous. I really don't want to talk about it. This whole thing scares me." And then she refused to identify herself out of fear. He's going to come for me.
She's actually genuinely scared.
Well, she might be the lady who said, "I heard the gunshot," and Patrick yelling too, which that might be that. Now, insurance comes in. Jolene gets $230,000 in insurance money from this death, which to them is, I don't even know how long it would take them to make $230,000.
It's incredibly
in 1989.
helpful,
In 89, that is a fuckload of money anyway.
Yeah.
But if you're super poor, it's a crazy amount of money. And after they've been married for years, I mean, they've been married since Emma was
born. They had a 15-year-old kid.
And Patrick only recently, in the last year, made her the beneficiary of this life insurance policy. Made Jolene the beneficiary, which makes no sense.
That's weird.
So more than a year goes by with nothing, no sign of Roddy. He completely
disappeared
in the
for
wind.
over a year?
In the wind, gone. Poof, like a ghost. August 4th, 1990 in Denver. He is arrested. The FBI arrests him after members of his special weapons and tactics team surrounded the Denver house where he was staying.
Fascinating.
They thought they used the SWAT team because they thought he might try to use his son as a hostage. But he was arrested without resistance. They did not release. They obviously the son isn't like in cuffs or anything. He's like 8. But so the arrest came after the FBI received an anonymous tip regarding his whereabouts.
How about that?
That's
on the lookout.
Sometimes you get lucky, you know.
Yeah.
So they sit Roddy down, and Roddy's got a story of his own. Once he's brought back to Georgia, he has a couple different stories, by the way. Sure. This is the story he tells the police and kind of what he tells his attorneys, but the FBI he tells a completely different story to and just says he had nothing to do with anything. That's what he says to them. Okay, now according to him, sometime in the early morning hours of May 1st, the day they were leaving, Patrick woke him up and asked him if he knew where Emma was. Okay? Now, Patrick was agitated. This is according to Childress, by the way, according to Roddy. He was pissed off and expressed concern that Emma might be with her boyfriend who lives down the street. Okay, she might have taken off with him to have a last fling before they leave.
You got to sow those Georgian oats.
That's what you got to do. So before they become Floridian oats, you got to do that. Jacksonville oats. So Roddy tells Patrick that he didn't know where Emma was. Patrick left the house and Roddy went back to sleep. Now, Roddy says he later awoke to the sounds of voices in the yard. And he went outside and saw a literal tug of war with a human being.
Yeah.
Take a human being, one person grab one arm, one person grab the other, and pull her until she splits in half. And
the
that's what
boyfriend
he
and
said.
the dad.
He said, no. Jolene and Patrick. He says Jolene and Patrick are having a tug of war, an angry tug of war with Emma in the yard, literally pulling her arms in different directions, which seems ridiculous.
Right.
Now,
what the baby?
Patrick is also hearing impaired, by the way.
Oh, really?
Yes, Patrick has hearing issues as well. Okay. So Patrick, this is fucking wild. Somehow, Roddy says he sees this scene. Now, he said he woke up to voices, but then he goes out there and says that they're pulling her and also trying to sign at each other. And Patrick is furiously trying to sign at Emma when she's holding the sign at Jolene while she's pulling on Emma. And they're trying to sign. I don't know how you could pull someone and sign at the same time. I don't know how you do that. But he's attempting to communicate with Jolene in sign language. I guess Patrick speaks and does sign language.
All right.
Now, in the course of the struggle, Emma fell to the ground. Well, lucky they didn't rip her in half, I guess, but she fell to the ground. Yeah. And Patrick tried to help her up. Now, a gun, which he had just now, Roddy brings a gun into the story. Patrick was holding a gun in one hand, and he's trying to help Emma up. Now, I don't know why you'd have the gun still in your hand while you're trying to help your daughter up, but he says as he's pulling Emma up, he accidentally fired the gun and shot Emma in the head. That's what he said. So just the gun goes off, Emma's shot in the head. So he says that he watched Jolene and Patrick both recoil with shock. Oh my goodness, obviously.
Yeah.
Jolene,
noises scare deaf people.
Oh, obviously, yeah. Well, I think brain matter coming out of your daughter's head scares
That'll do it too. Yeah.
anybody. Yeah, that'll do it. So, and you'll see muzzle flash. I mean, deaf or not, you know when a gun went off, you probably feel the concussion of it, I would imagine, right?
Probably feel it, yeah.
Yeah, you probably feel, especially from a 15-year-old's arm distance away. You know what I mean? If you're,
I had a deaf friend in high school that had a crazy stereo in his car, and he liked the vibrations.
yeah, I've heard that a lot. Deaf people like the vibrations.
He'd drive down the street, listen to Wu-Tang.
Yeah.
He doesn't know what the fuck he hears, but he knows what he feels.
I don't know what they're saying, but I like that bass line.
Right in your chest.
I can't spell Method Man like that, but it doesn't matter. I like the bass line. So Jolene then, this is according to Roddy, grabbed the gun, because apparently he dropped it, when he shot Emma, grabbed the gun and aimed it at Patrick.
Okay.
Now we got a standoff. Yeah. And Patrick walked backward away from her toward the shed. He said Jolene continued to bear down on Patrick with the gun and go toward him. That's when Roddy ran to Emma to check her vital signs, because he's an EMT and all, which he has no medical training. But he's like, hey, you guys are acting crazy. I'm going to be the sane one here. I'll jump in and check vital signs. Now, she said after a few moments, Jolene fired at Patrick 3 times and then threw down the gun.
Okay.
So Roddy said then he got up from Emma and went over to where Patrick lay down by the shed and determined that he was also dead, just like Emma from gunshot wounds.
Right.
So now he's checked both of these people. They're both dead. He said he and Jolene were both very shaken, as one would be, I would imagine.
I believe it. Yeah.
She said Jolene, this is his quote, Jolene's state of mind was such that they could not communicate well about what to do.
Certainly.
Which I think he's got to know sign language to be able to communicate at all here.
We have challenges without the shootings.
Yeah, totally. So you add a shooting into this. So he said his thoughts were racing, and he was wondering whether he should call the police or an ambulance. He was also worried that his now 8-year-old son would wake up and see the bodies. He didn't want that, obviously. Yeah. And he's also worried about what the neighbors may have seen or heard and feared the consequences for not only his sister, but himself as well if he called for help. Who knows?
Reactions, yeah.
Who knows? So now the reason is also he's not even supposed to be outside of Texas because he is on probation for receiving stolen property in Texas.
Well done.
Not allowed to leave the state without permission.
Okay.
And basically he'd be put in jail just for being here. So if he calls the cops, he's going to jail, period. And he would immediately lose custody of his son, he said, to his former wife, who Roddy felt is not an appropriate parent. And he thought that she wasn't an appropriate parent because she had recently tried to kill herself a bunch of times. That's what Roddy says. Now, he said he's contemplating the possibilities, and he just doesn't know what to do. So he attempts to move Emma's body into the house. All right. He said he knew both victims were beyond resuscitation, and he abandoned those efforts, and he got Jolene to help him in moving the bodies to the shed as an interim measure, just a staging area, just for now.
Temporary storage.
So that Jason, the son, and the neighbors would not see them before Roddy had time to think it through and figure out what to do here.
This story is incredible.
It's a wild story he's telling. Fucking deaf people arguing while pulling a 15-year-old. It's crazy. So he also said after a short interval, Jolene went to the shed and retrieved several items from Patrick's pockets, including a $200 check made out to Patrick as a return for their deposit on the Brunswick house, their security deposit. Yeah. Jolene handed, he says, Roddy a lock from the U-Haul truck and asked him to lock the shed. This is all Jolene, okay? Her daughter's just been murdered. Fine with her. She's okay with this. She's operating
But she
normally.
solved it. She fixed the problem. It's okay.
All fixed. When Roddy went to the shed to lock it, he saw that Jolene had dropped or placed a mattress over their bodies as well, cover them up. He said the two of them then decided that Jolene would leave for Jacksonville with Jason and that Roddy would follow later in the truck after he finished loading it. Don't you think the landlord's going to look in the shed when he inspects the house again, like to rent it?
Also,
or what? What's the plan here?
My ex-wife isn't a good enough parent to have my son, but this person who I just watched murder a man, certainly take my kid. And head on down
please.
Across state lines.
Yeah. Take him across state lines alone too, by the way. You do whatever you want with him. I'll get you. So they decided they're going to leave for Jacksonville and all of that. So eventually, Roddy, Jason, and Jolene were reunited in Jacksonville, is from what he said. Jolene claimed she was unable to locate the house, which she and Patrick had rented, so the three of them spent the night in a motel. The next day, they cashed the check, which Jolene had taken from Patrick's pocket. And as the hours wore on, Roddy became increasingly suspicious of Jolene's behavior. She's up to something. And worried that perhaps she was plotting to report to the police that he had killed them and get herself out of this whole thing.
I've been scared of this for a year.
Not trusting her. Yeah. Well, yeah. So he said he fabricated a story that the truck needed repair and left in it with Jason. He said, I'm going to take the truck, my son, and then we're going to go fix this truck, and then we'll be fine. Yeah. He said that his own money was missing from his luggage. Jolene must have stolen it, of course. She's evil, this one. So he sold a few items from the truck, other people's shit. He hopped.
Her shit.
Dead people's things. Placed the remainder in storage, but bought bus tickets back home to Texas for himself and Jason, and then left. He said that upon arriving in Texas, for some reason, he realized that he and Jason might not be safe there, so he immediately bought tickets to Colorado. Once there, he and Jason stayed in a homeless shelter until he could find work, and they continued to live in Colorado until he was apprehended. By the way, never enrolled his fucking 8-year-old in school for a fucking year. Kept this kid hidden, which is horrific. That's awful.
But you can't if you're on the lam.
That's the problem. So, that's why you don't go on the lam with your fucking 7-year-old. Right. That's crazy.
You don't cause issues to where you have to be on the lam.
Yeah. So now he's arrested and held for murder. Jolene, they don't believe his story about Jolene doing this because it just doesn't make a lot of sense. It doesn't. It's a
story. That's what it is.
She got nothing out of this except heartache and, nights in a homeless shelter. So there's nothing to gain here. She goes on. In 1992, she marries a man named Johnny Serak, Serak. She gets remarried in 1992. She has no trouble communicating with people when she wants them to marry her, because this is her fourth husband now. Now,
point at the finger and do the signal. That's it.
Now enter Dale Larque, Larque, Larque. Dale Larque Sr., another deaf man, by the way. Okay. Now, Dale said he visited Jolene in December. This is, I think, 92 or 93, not sure which year, at her Oklahoma City home, because that's where she's living now. At the time, Jolene was married but separated from Johnny Serak, so that didn't last long. Now, this Lark guy, said that Jolene asked him if he would kill Serak for $50,000. I'll give you $50,000 if you'll kill this guy. He came to the police with this and said, look, this lady asked me to kill somebody.
What's going on?
So he said that, quote, Jolene said, you want to make some money working. And Lark said that I was thinking it was possible. And he testified later on that Jolene then said, why don't you take some poison and put it in a drink or a sandwich or something? That's how you can kill him.
Okay.
So he said that he was surprised by this request because he considered Johnny Serak a good friend of his. So he was like, why the fuck would I do that? And he said, quote, I didn't want any trouble. I didn't want any problems. I'm just trying to be deaf and stay out of people's way. That's all.
I don't want any trouble.
He said at that point, Jolene's live-in boyfriend, who she separated from her husband and living with a guy named Harry Jennings, came home soon after Jolene made her proposal, and this Lark guy told him Lark told him he had to leave because Jolene had angered him.
Right.
Okay. Now, Lark did not say whether he told the Harry Jennings guy what Jolene had said, but he did say that Jolene asked him to not tell anyone what they had discussed. So Lark said he later returned to his home in Wichita Falls, Texas, and told his wife what happened. The following weekend, he saw Johnny Sirac at a flea market and told him about this as well. Hey, your wife wants to kill you, by the way. 50 grand you're worth. It's not bad.
Evidently,
so they said, well, later on, they asked Lark, why didn't you report? Because he doesn't report this till later,
way down the road. Yeah.
Way down the road. And they said, why didn't you report it to the police? And he said he just wanted to protect his family and not be involved, which I get it. Hey, I don't want to even be involved in this shit.
She's hiring murders. She's dangerous. I don't want any part of this.
And they said, why would she come to you for this? Why would she think you were this? And he said, well, I was in a motorcycle gang from 1969 to 1980. And so she knew I was involved in the underworld, basically outlaw shit. But now he said, I'm a family man. I don't hang around bikers anymore. I don't even have a motorcycle, and I don't want any part of this shit. I'm trying to relax. Now, John Sirac, the husband, said his wife, Jolene, made him take out 2 $100,000 life insurance policies on him while they were married. Okay. He said, I felt like I couldn't pay the premiums. She said she would pay them. Oh. Okay. Now, Sirac also said he didn't know why his wife felt that she needed 2 life insurance policies on him, and that shortly after Patrick and Emma were killed, Jolene sent a plane ticket to his Chattanooga, Texas home and he flew to Florida to meet her. Hey, everybody, just going to take a quick break from the show to tell you the best place to shop for clothes. It's Quince, everybody.
Quince.com, Quince.com.
It's the best. We get all our clothes from Quince. Quince is amazing, and August is the perfect time to hit reset before the autumn rush begins. And honestly, we can't think of a better place to start than our closets. That's why we both love shopping at Quince, and everybody in our houses too. Sarah's always shopping at Quince. We love it. Quince is all about fewer, better pieces. That's what you're looking for, the good stuff. Their clothes are made with premium materials, built to last, and designed to become the ones you reach for day after day. Great stuff. Quince specializes in everyday staples that work harder, like their ultra-soft organic tees and premium Mongolian cashmere sweaters. It's awesome. They're versatile, timeless, and transition seamlessly from a casual work day to dinner out. You can do it. If you're still hanging on to the same worn-out basics, Quince is going to make it easy for you to upgrade. They have premium denim and tailored chinos from just $60 with the kind of perfect fit, structure, and high-quality fabrics you'd expect from a luxury designer brand. Everything at Quince is priced 50 to 80% less than similar brands. That's not for lack of quality. It's actually for lack of paying someone who doesn't need this. It's no middleman. That's what it's all about. They cut out that middleman and work directly with ethical factories, so you're paying for high quality, not brand markup. We love Quince. I buy all sorts of stuff from Quince. Jimmy's got the linen pants and everything like that.
Love them.
I have a bunch of shirts, and I buy everything from Quince. Pants, shirts, we love it. That's my first and usually last stop for clothes is Quince. And it's not just clothing. Quince has become our go-to from everything from hotel quality bedding and bath essentials to premium cookware and our travel must-haves. Upgrade your everyday. Download the Quince app for app-exclusive offers or go to quince.com/smalltownmurder. Get free shipping on your order and 365-day returns. Now available in Canada and the UK too. That's QUINCE.com/smalltownmurder.
Now back to the show.
Hey everybody, just going to take a quick break from the show to tell you about the safest sponsor you could possibly buy from is Simply Safe.
SimplySafe.com. SIMPLI safe.com.
Absolutely. It is Simply Safe's 20-year anniversary. That's amazing right there. Think about You've grown in 20 years, and so has Simply Safe. We have started with Simply Safe. We've had Simply Safe for 10 years now. We've been using it.
10 years.
It's only gotten better, and they are great. Their customer service is amazing. Think about what a home security system does as an intruder approaches your house. Doesn't do anything. It's just waiting. It's waiting till it's too late. You listen to our shows. If someone's inside your house, bad things can happen, and it doesn't do anything until the window breaks. Then an alarm goes off. Then you get a notification. Then maybe the police will come. But what if the whole point was to stop that chain of events before it ever started? That's the question Simply Safe has answered, and most other companies haven't. And that's how it goes there. That's why we love Simply Safe. They have those cameras. They can directly speak to someone who's trying to break in and go, hey, stupid. Cops are on the way, so, unless you want to be there and greet them, you should probably run away now. That's great. That will keep you safe, and that's all they're about. We love Simply Safe. Our offices, our studios, houses, everything we have is Simply Safe, and we can even install it ourselves, and that's the crazy part, because I can't put together an IKEA table, so... Pretty good stuff, I'm telling you. Unlike traditional security systems that only alert you after the break-in's underway, Simply Safe is designed to stop intruders before they get inside. They have smart AI-powered outdoor cameras that detect suspicious activity at the perimeter and alert live U.S.-based agents to step in. Simply Safe's agents assess the threat, intervene through the camera to scare off trespassers, and then call 911 dispatch as well. Simply Safe has been protecting your world for 20 years. Celebrate their anniversary with us and save 60% on your new Simply Safe system at simplysafe.com/small. That's 60% off at simplysafe.com/small. Plus, when you order, write in our show name in the How Did You Hear About Us survey to let them know we sent you. Don't forget, there's no safe like Simply Safe.
Now back to the show.
This episode is brought to you by Progressive Insurance. Do you ever think about switching insurance companies to see if you could save some cash? Progressive makes it easy to see if you could save when you bundle your home and auto policies. Try it at Progressive.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates. Potential savings will vary. Not available in all states. Okay, so this is someone she has had in the works for a while. Not like she met him after this. Yeah. The two then traveled to Orlando, Wisconsin, Michigan, and Minnesota, with Jolene paying all the expenses. Sirac said after he and his wife separated in April 92, he canceled the insurance policies because him and his mother had found some things that worried him. He said, I was scared. I felt like something bad was going on.
What in the hell is going on?
What the fuck? So David Lee Berry, he comes forward here. This is in the pre-trial shit. This is from the Roddy's lawyers find this. And now David Lee Berry Jr. says a pistol that appeared to be a .32 caliber is the same pistol, that's, by the way, same caliber used to kill Patrick and Emma. He said that Jolene was waving the pistol around the night before the murders, that .32. He said that he was a friend of theirs, and he said that Jolene waved the weapon around, then later hid it in her bedroom. And then within hours, Patrick and Emma were killed. He said he often visited the Kappas home, Patrick and Jolene's house, and after midnight, May 1st, 1989, he stopped by their house on the way home from work, and Childress was there, as were Jolene and Emma. Berry said they were upset because $600 was missing, and Jolene was mad. So this guy said Roddy was looking for $600. He was trying to find it. And Berry said he saw the gun on top of the cabinet, questioned Jolene about it. He said she then took the gun down and started waving it around. And Berry said Emma started crying and I was scared too. Jolene went and hid the gun in her bedroom. Now a cellmate in the Glynn County Jail comes forward, one of Roddy's cellmates. This is a guy named Benny Cope. And he said... This is after he got out of jail and stuff. He went and said, listen, we were both being held in protective custody. And Roddy Childress told me that the reason that he killed those people is because he got caught having sex with Emma.
Oh, no.
He got caught raping his niece, essentially. And, quote, he got caught and they wound up dead. So that's what he said. That's all he would say. He said he wouldn't say he killed them, but all he would say is he got caught and they wound up dead. That's the only language he would use. Oh,
my God.
So 1994, they have a hard time picking the jury out, by the way. because this is a pretty gross case and a lot of people in the county have heard about it. Now, the prosecution talks about basically evidence that shows that Patrick and Emma were killed at 6:45 a.m. Now, the defense attorneys say this actually happened during an argument at 3 a.m., not at 6:45 a.m. when people heard gunshots, obviously. Now, the state asserts that he shot them because Patrick discovered Childress sexually abusing his teenage daughter. And he said,
That's fucked.
I will murder you in my home now, as any normal human being would do. The defense here, though, they described the whole tug-of-war thing and the accidental shooting. That's their case. They said that once the bodies were found, also, authorities botched the physical evidence in the case. The autopsy was done in a garage, not the morgue. And
What?
And not the morgue, not in a sterile, whatever, morgue environment. And that, which they have mobile things for this sometimes, but
But I've got
I'm not sure
a 3-car bay. I'm only using 2.
Yeah, but I mean, I don't know what kind of garage it was. If it was a garage they set up. Remember on The Wire when all the bodies came out of the water, they set them all up in that high school gym and shit on the floor. That was an easier way to deal with it because they didn't have room in the morgue. But this is 2 people. This isn't, 50 people.
You gotta have room for that.
I would imagine so. And they also said the autopsy reports incorrectly described the victim's wounds as well. And the investigators did not take medical samples to determine if Emma had been assaulted sexually also.
Oh, my God.
So Jolene testifies, and this is, by the way, quote, "It was a tedious day of testimony for Kappas." This is from the newspaper, because they had to ask her questions, and then they were relayed in sign language by an interpreter. She would respond in sign language, and then the interpreter would tell.
Read it back.
So to do that, it's like if you watch any foreign language person, it's difficult to watch because
It takes 4 times as long.
It takes 4 times as long. They said that was, had to keep going on. Jolene was presented by the prosecution as a befuddled woman whom Roddy led on a wild goose chase between Jacksonville and South Georgia in search of her husband and child, who, unbeknownst to her, had been murdered. So Jolene said that her husband did not own a gun, but Roddy did, and she denied telling an acquaintance named Richard Geis, who we'll talk about, Geise, that she killed the 2 to collect insurance policies worth over $200,000. Because there's a guy testifying for Roddy that says she told me this, but she's denying it.
All right.
Jolene testifies she was inside the house, most likely sleeping at the time the neighbors heard gunshots, but she said the gunshots could have been, I could have been packing the kitchen and I wouldn't have heard the gunshots.
I could have been anywhere.
Yeah. So the day after she completed her testimony, her half-sister, the last name of Morris, testifies. So we'll get back to that in a minute, basically to say the same shit. Now, Roddy testifies. He has no choice.
Awesome.
And he testifies.
Bring that story in here.
They said at times rambling for several minutes about details of his life in the past 10 years, trying to address the jury directly, which plenty of people do. That is very normal. They turn to the jury and they stare at him. It's always weird.
Yeah.
To me, it's more normal to talk to the person who asked you the question, glance over at the jury as you're telling it, glance back, public speaking type shit.
Yeah.
Some people think you either have to lock your eyes on the lawyer or lock your eyes on the jury and be super weird and creepy either way. It's just not conversational.
Like that at all. Yeah.
No, it's creepy. The Amber Heard thing, it's weird. So there's the question. Well, let me tell you what I did, blah, 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 blah. You're not speaking to the person that just asked you the question.
It was a tiny dog's shit.
Yeah. So the judge admonishes Roddy for addressing jurors, said don't address the jurors, address the court. They're watching, which I'd never heard of before, by the way, but also allowed him a little room in his testimony to roam around a bit in terms verbally and not answer direct questions and kind of tell a little more stories with his attorney, basically. Now, they said that he told jurors that he was, quote, trying to be honest about the events that led to the shooting deaths here. The district attorney noted several times during cross-examination that Roddy had lied in the past 4 years since the killings. He said, you want the jury to believe you're being honest today? And he said that you guys have it all wrong. I was asleep in the home when it happened. Patrick woke me up, asked if I saw Emma. Same story he gave. he was concerned she was banging some neighbor guy. So I went back to sleep. I woke up and I heard voices, and he said, I know one of the voices was my sister Mary. That's Jolene, who is a mute but can make noises, obviously. So, and they said Mary, and he said, that's what we call her, Mary. I'm like, okay, that was confusing in court. And he said he saw the tug of war, and he saw Emma fall to the ground, and Patrick was holding the gun and shot her by accident. And he says, quote, he wasn't trying to hurt her. It was an accident. That's what it was. He's trying to help her up. He said he leaned down to check the signs. Then Jolene picks up the gun and starts going toward Patrick, shoots him 3 times. And he said they went back inside. They were both crying, him and Jolene. And he said that he thought he should call the police, but was afraid because of his probation. He says, I didn't get permission to leave Texas. He said, I would have lost my son. So
this is an unbelievable story.
It's a wild story.
Yeah. It's like a 90s always in trouble trying to do the right thing. Always.
Yeah, I'm just a good guy. It's just bad things happen to me. Yeah.
Just everything just being the worst thing ever.
Yeah, he said it after they put the bodies away they dragged Patrick in there. He said they went inside the house to wash up. He then put on a pot of coffee to help them calm down.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now on cross-examination, they asked Roddy why Emma's head was facing the shed door when her body was found. And he said that Jolene must have turned her body around when they got into the shed. He said, I don't know. She must have turned her around. He said he doesn't remember because they carry by the shoulders and pulled her in. Right. So her head would be toward the back, not toward the door. Right. So he said, I don't remember. They said, well, you remember a lot of details about other things. Why don't you remember that exact detail? They also questioned why Patrick's body was lying face up when it should have been face down, according to Childress's description of the way he moved the body.
Sure.
He got no answer from that. They did get Childress to admit that he had not been honest about numerous things before and after the shooting. They included not telling probation officers he moved to Georgia and giving family members different versions of how the killings occurred. He said he had a reason for lying in each of those cases, but he is telling the truth now.
Now I'm being honest.
I have no reason to lie when I'm on trial for murder. Now I'm honest. They questioned him extensively about whether he had a sexual relationship with Emma. Now, that is in huge air quotes, sexual relationship. That would be, are you raping your niece, essentially? Right. He vehemently denied the allegations. Vehemently. He said, absolutely not. He also talked about the fact that he'd been on probation for stolen property and his older son's incarceration for armed robbery. And they also grilled him about keeping his son out of school the entire time. That Geis guy we talked about, he says that he visited with Jolene and her husband Johnny Sirac in Nebraska in 1991. They can move around a lot.
My God.
One morning when he and Jolene were alone, she began retelling the story of the murders. He said that, quote, this is her quote, when Emma was laying there, Pat saw it and kind of froze, that someone shot her and that was it. And I said, who? But she said nothing. Then Emma was lying there. Pat saw it, and he just kind of froze. His mind froze. He was like in shock, shock. Someone had just shot her in the head. So defense counsel elicits from Geis that in another conversation in 94, Jolene told Geis in sign language why Patrick and Emma had died by Roddy. He helped me for the money. So basically, this guy's saying she intentionally brought her brother to Georgia to kill them to collect the insurance money so she could go start a new life.
Okay.
That's his story. The defense theorized that Jolene didn't kill Patrick in a moment of passion, but had been setting this up the whole time to either the defense says Roddy didn't help her, but she brought him in to make him a patsy, to blame him. And so it's crazy.
Okay.
Now, Emma's friend also, who's a young woman who's been friends with Emma in high school, in a contradiction to Childress's protestations at trial that he never had sexual contact with Emma, she testified she personally saw Childress touch Emma in a sexual manner and that days before the murder, she saw Childress enter Emma's bedroom naked while Emma lay crying on her bed, naked and bleeding from her ear. What the fuck is this man doing to this poor child? Did he fuck her ear? What's he doing to her? Did he punch her? What's happening?
She's got an injury. It's not going well. Why?
Yeah. It's crazy.
Okay, I can't wait to find out what the fuck happened. This is so fucked up.
So Jolene fucks up now. Jolene goes to her sister, who's testified right after Jolene. Apparently, they find out that as soon as Jolene was done testifying, she went to her sister, who their witnesses are sequestered, and told her what all the questions were, what was going to happen, what she testified to, and everything else, which you're not allowed to do. So then the sister came and testified, and then they found that out, and the defense made a big deal out of it, obviously, saying you can't do that. The judge ruled it harmless error at the time.
Really?
Okay. Yeah. She said that it's crazy. Now, after all this, there's a defense pathologist who says that the former medical examiner didn't conduct the autopsy thorough enough, that the prosecutors asked if there are ever times when the medical examiners cannot perform some types of tests, such as when the bodies are too badly decomposed or have been burned. Yeah. And this guy said that it was possible, but in this case, this guy could have performed many more tests on the body. The original medical examiner is dead by now, so you can't ask him anything about it. The verdict comes in. This is confusing, but if I hear that teenager testify to that, I know exactly what happened now. Yeah. He is found guilty of 2 counts of murder and also theft by taking, which is actually a lower charge they convicted him of than robbery. It's different. Oh. Now, sentencing comes around. The jury must choose between life in prison or death penalty. That's all they got to choose from. Roddy asks that he gets up and talks, and he says, I would ask that they give me a chance, give me life. It's not just punishment for me, it's punishment for those people. And he points to his family. Roddy's sons both testify, and all that kind of thing. Childress's aunt said that she would be willing to take his place. She said, if they've got to have a life, I'd freely give mine. Let Roddy out.
That's not how that works.
No, that's not how that works. It's not the Civil War. You can't hire a replacement. This is crazy. The jury found as a statutory aggravating circumstance, the murder of Emma was committed while Roddy was engaged in the murder of Patrick, which makes it aggravated. So the jury convicted him of, like I said, the less serious theft by taking. You, sir, may fuck off. Death penalty for Emma's murder. Life sentence for the murder of Patrick, consecutive to the death sentence, by the way, just in case, and convicted of theft by taking, which he gets 12 months for as well, also consecutive. Yeah. So he's got that. Now, the jury said it was not an easy thing. They said the foreman said, we voted 6 or 7 times on the penalty. He said it wasn't clear cut. Others weren't sure. So they said that he also had been on another death penalty case, this juror, where they convicted someone and sentenced him to death, and that had been overturned. So he said that made him kind of feel like, why are we bothering, basically.
Guy got to be a juror on 2 death penalty cases?
And voted for death on both of them. Yeah. He's a professional death penalty juror at this point. Yeah. He said it's a real hard decision. You don't have their lives in your hands, but in a sense you do. No shit. 1996, they appeal on the grounds that Jolene, talking to her sister, screwed up the whole trial. And the Georgia Supreme Court agrees and reverses the convictions on Roddy. Okay. He will be kept on death row until they decide what they're doing with him. And they say, we're doing a fucking retrial is what we're doing with him. Abso-goddamn-lutely. There's a bunch of other appeal points as well, but we don't have time to go into them right now. He said they didn't give him a ballistics expert that he needed. And they said ballistic expert wouldn't have helped you anyway, but whatever. 1998 is the retrial. And they say, quote, Roddy got caught doing something wrong to Emma. Those 2 people died when he tried to cover it up. That's the prosecution's whole case. The prosecution says this is a case of a rush to judgment, a case of shoddy investigation. That's what this is. Jolene gave inconsistent and conflicting statements to the police and other people, which, I don't know, maybe they're consistent, just people are not as good at sign language as some other people. I'm not sure.
She's deaf. I feel like there's going to be a lot of inconsistency.
Some shit's going to get lost in the fold, right? Either way, they find him guilty of everything again. And this time, you, sir, may fuck off, life in prison without parole. So put them away forever. Now, the costs, and this was a big deal at the newspapers, were talking about the cost to the county, which is not a rich county. The first trial costs $84,844 to the county, and the retrial costs $217,440. They spent this county spent $300-something thousand on this idiot. So they're like, we could have just done the fucking, because there were so many more experts because you're going for the death penalty. Like, this would have cost a quarter of this if we just did life without parole the first time and not tried to go for the death penalty, which costs so much more. Now, they're both, Patrick and Emma are both buried at Palmetto Cemetery in Brunswick, Georgia. So there you go, everybody. That is Brunswick, Georgia.
That's it?
That's it. That's the case, babe. It's an hour 10 in. We're done. That's it. Can you believe? How crazy is that? That's it. Life without Jolene. We don't know what the fuck her role in this is at all. We know she got a shitload of insurance money, and we know that deaf people who have nothing to do with the case said that she tried to put a hit out on her other husband. So we don't know what happened.
And we can't believe him because he's convicted. I got so many theories.
Oh,
you want one?
I was going to say, I got a theory that I've had since last night cooking, but go ahead.
I think she certainly, okay, can I say that?
You can
I think
say what
she
you
certainly
think.
tried to get him to do it, and then he thought, well, he's dying anyway, I can rape this child.
That's exactly right. I think that his job, my opinion, don't know anything. In my opinion, if this was a movie, you would imagine it would be, she tried to get him there to knock off the husband, and he's like, well, while I'm here, I'll rape the daughter too, and I'll just kill her and say I had to kill her, and that's that. And then she won't be able to tell anybody anything. Because I doubt that she said, come here and kill my child. I don't think that probably
that didn't have any, right.
Husband I could see.
Yeah. Emma wasn't a casualty in this plan.
No.
I think he, being a piece of shit that was willing to murder somebody for $50,000 or whatever, and then in the end of it, she was like, well, he raped and killed my daughter. I'm not giving him anything.
Well, on that also, or maybe she just said, I'm not killing her. I'm not giving him anything. Yeah. They were, I mean, we don't know what houses they were raised in. We don't even know if they're brother and sister or not. So they don't even know if they're brother and sister. Who knows? And like I said, these are not things accusations we're making. This is just a theory that maybe that's what happened. We don't know.
Yeah.
We don't know. But either way, that's a fucking crazy story. If you agree and you like this story or like any of our stories, get on whatever app you're listening on and give us 5 stars. Also, Netflix thumbs up helps a ton. So thank you for doing that. Crazy shit. Shutupandgivememurder.com is where you get all everything there. Tickets for live shows. September 18th, Milwaukee, they're about sold out. September 19th, Minneapolis, get them right now. October 3rd, Dallas, get those. October 16th, San Jose. October 17th, Sacramento. Terrytown's almost sold out too, by the way. Yeah. And Boston as well on November 14th. Get those tickets now. Shutupandgivememurder.com. Definitely do that. Follow on social media at Small Town Murder on Instagram, at Small Town Pod on Facebook. So do that. Patreon.com/CrimeInSports is where you get all the bonus material. Anybody $5 a month or above, you get everything we put out, including as soon as you subscribe, about 400 back bonus episodes immediately. New ones every other week. One Crime and Sports, one Small Town Murder. This week, Crime and Sports, old-timey articles. They're the fucking best. And then Love After Lockup Part 2 for Small Town Murder. Will Moo Moo get his throuple? Find out what that means and what happened this week. Patreon.com/CrimeInSports. And you get a shout out at the end of the show. And you get everything we put out ad-free. You can't beat it. Keep coming back and doing that. You want to find us? Shutupandgivememurder.com has menus, take you everywhere you want to go, social media and all that shit. Keep coming back and seeing us every goddamn week, everybody. Thank you so much. And until next week, it's been our pleasure.
I don't know which way is up. Bye.
Insurance isn't one size fits all. That's why drivers have enjoyed Progressive's Name Your Price tool for years now. With the Name Your Price tool, you tell them what you want to pay, and they'll show you options that fit your budget. So whether you're picking out your first policy or looking for something that works better for you and your family, they make it easy to see your options. Visit Progressive.com, find a rate that works for you with the Name Your Price tool. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates. Price and coverage match limited by state law. Hey, everybody listening to Small Town Murder out there.
Yeah.
Hi.
Hello.
Good to see you out there. I'm here with Jimmy, too. And
Hey.
this is an ad, but not an ad for a product. This is an ad
This is
for
the best
tour
kind.
dates. Yes,
Yeah.
come see a live show, the 2026 tour.
Yeah.
All the tickets are for sale right now, starting out with February 21st in Nashville, March 6th in Durham, March 7th in Atlanta. Phoenix is sold out. We do have tickets, though, to Your Stupid Opinions on the 21st of March. Salt Lake City sold out. Denver has tickets. Be there on May 2nd. May 29th, Buffalo sold out. Royal Oak, Michigan, May 30th. We have September 18th, Milwaukee, September 19th, Minneapolis, October the 3rd in Dallas, October 16th in San Jose, October 17th in Sacramento, November 13th in Terrytown, November 14th in Boston. Come see us. The live shows are spectacular. Come join all of the other STM people. You're going to meet so many people. You're going to have fun.
Make some new
laugh
friends.
like crazy and make some new friends. Come out and see us. ShutUpAndGiveMeMurder.com is where you go for those tickets. Get them right now while they're hot.
See you on the road.
When I was diagnosed, all I wanted to do was get back to work. I wanted to get back to that trajectory that I was on prior to the cancer. I always felt like I had value. I had a place on the team. To just be treated with dignity, it means everything.
Research shows there is a significant connection between the ability to continue to work and cancer recovery. We can make work a better place for healing.
Learn more and sign the pledge at workingwithcancerpledge.com.